All praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kakadash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. I want to speak on the tares and the wheat. What is a tare? A tare are the children of the wicked, starting with Esau, Edom, and then the other heathen nations. You know, and the wheat is basically the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. But you do have wicked Israelites. That's why the Lord said when he comes back, he's going to destroy 2/3. And I like to say that's the shaft. Because the shaft, they don't have no understanding. They act just like the wicked. So you do have wicked Israelites, all right? Let's go into Numbers 1:18. And it reads, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared the pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. And that's plain. I could stop right there. You see? According to the number of the names from the 20 years old and upward by their poles. So you see, you are determined who your father is. As far as your nationality, as far as your bloodline. Okay? So you are who your father is. Determined. Your father determines. You're determined. Your nationality, your bloodline is determined by your father, not your mother. All right. You are who your father is. There's no such thing as an half breed. Okay. The father is the one who carries the seed. Period. If your father is a heathen, all right, meaning not an Israelite, and your mother is so-called black, right, an Israelite, then you're a tare. Period. You're a heathen. And that's the real definition of a bastard. Okay? And what does Deuteronomy 23 says, right? Let's get it. Deuteronomy 2:23. Of course.
Secret apps they don't want you to know about.
So you determine, your nationality is determined by your father, not your mother. If your father goes back to a heathen, then you're a tare. That's basically a bastard. A real definition of a bastard. So let's read Deuteronomy 2. No, that's not my chapter, is it? Salaki. Deuteronomy 23:2. Always got to be some damn demon coming over here. Deuteronomy 23:2, and it reads, a bastard shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh. Even to his 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of the Lord. An Ammonite or a Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even to the 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever. So you see, a bastard shall not dwell in the congregation. Kidding me, man. Motherfuckers. Continue. If they get louder, I'm gonna move. It's always a goddamn demon somewhere, man. Yeah, let me go ahead and move, man. So, goddamn demons. So basically, yeah, so your bloodline is determined by your father, not your mother. All right? So finishing on, an Ammonite or a Moabite shall not enter into the congregation. And let's not forget Rehoboam. Wasn't Rehoboam, matter of fact, let me see. Yeah, Rehoboam, the son of Solomon. Rehoboam's mother was an Ammonite. a Chinese, a heathen, but he was known as an Israelite. Okay? He was known as an Israelite. Why? Because Solomon, right? Solomon was an Israelite. But Rehoboam's mother was an Ammonite, a Chinese, a heathen, and was set on top of the throne. He was basically ruling Israel. And he was praying to the Lord of Israel. I mean, he eventually went off, you know what I'm saying? But he was an Israelite. He was set on top of the throne, like I said, and he was an Israelite that, and that would be a wheat. Let's get Malachi 1 and 14. So it reads, "But cursed be the deceiver which have in his flock a male, and it voweth and sacrifice unto the Lord a corrupt thing, for I am a great king, says the Lord of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen." His name is dreadful among the heathen. That's pretty plain. You know? You can't judge a book by its cover, man. You know? You got chocolate Edomites. Shit. You got our people. One of our curses was us to be scattered amongst all the nations. So you are who your father is. If your father goes back to a heathen, that's what you are. But you judge by the Spirit, right? Let's get John 7 and 24. You judge by the Spirit. John 7 and 24. And it reads, "Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgments." That's plain. Can't judge a book by the cover, man. You judge the Spirit. You know what I mean? It's the Spirit that bears witness. Right? So when you look at a wheat, like I said, and it's they're very identical. Like you can't really tell them apart. That's why you got to try the Spirit. You know? And that's basically it. I was going to go into Matthew 13 and 24 on down. You know? But I'm not. You know, but the Lord is coming. You know, he's definitely going to come. And he's going to do some sifting. You see? He's gonna separate the wheat from the tares. And that's all I got, man. Shalom. All praises due to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Shalom.